everyone, this is Alicia from Diapers.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to wash a wool cover. So I've had a few people ask me how to do this, so I thought I'd just do a quick video on what has worked for us. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a shampoo or a baby wash of some sort. I know some people use Johnson & Johnson. I just use the Parents' Choice from Walmart and it has worked just fine for us. So you're going to need that. You're also going to need some Lanolin. I have just been using this brand, Lanolin, and you just need a little bit of this, but you don't need to buy a special wool lanolin or a wool wash or anything like that. So don't let anyone tell you have to, because it's not necessary. You can if you want, but I'm too cheap for that. So what you're gonna need is, I fill up a bucket of water, and now this needs to just be not too cold, not too hot, just kind of lukewarm. You don't want to have it hot because then you'll shrink your wool. So I just fill up a bucket, and I have my cute little wool cover that I'm going to show you right here. This is like a newborn or small size, so that's what I'm going to be washing today. Now what I like to do is take a little container of water. I normally do about probably hot water just because it helps it dissolve a little bit quicker, and I put about 1 squirt of the wash in there. You don't need too much. Then I take the lid and I put it on top, and I just shake it up to kind of get it to dissolve a little bit. And then you're going to pour this into your container. Okay, next you're going to take your wool cover and just put it in the water. You want to make sure that you don't wring these at all, because it will kind of stretch your wool. Let's see if you can see that, but just make sure that you get it all the way in there and make sure that it gets fully covered in water. What I like to do is go through and just show you a little better. Go through and make sure that it gets all on the inside, on the back, and then I typically will pull it inside out and then make sure that I cover it in water here too, just so that everywhere gets covered in that. Like I said, don't wring it out, just kind of move it around a little bit in the water. And what I do is I actually leave this in here for probably a couple hours just to let it kind of sit, and then after that I will show you how to lanolize it. But we're just gonna let it sit for a little while and sit in that water. Okay, so we have let our wool cover sit in the soapy water for a little while. So I dumped out the water, and now I'm just filling the bucket back up with clean, lukewarm water. You can see. Okay. What we're gonna do is just take it in and out of the clean water. Just kind of rinse it off a little bit. Like I said, you want to make sure that you don't wring out your wool cover at all, because it'll stretch it. So just make sure that you get it, kind of push it in and out of the water, pull it back, rinse it out, make sure you get it rinsed out. Okay, I'm just going to set this aside for a minute, dump out the water again, just so that you have clean water. And you're going to fill this again with lukewarm water. Now what we're going to do is, while that is filling, is we are going to take our little container again. We filled it with super hot water this time because you do want your lanolin to dissolve. You're going to take your lanolin out, and I just put like a little bit on it, as you can see right there. You're going to put it in the hot water, put the lid on, and shake it up really good so all the lanolin gets dissolved, so you don't have clumps of it, because I have had that happen where I did not get it mixed up enough, and then I found little spots of lanolin on my cover, and so you just want to make sure that it gets all dissolved. And then you're going to take it and dump it in your bucket. Okay. And so you're going to take your cover again and put it in the water. And just make sure that you get the water all inside, so it goes all the way through. And now, especially on the Lanolin, I make sure that I pull it inside out and soak it in there. And just pull it up and through. And just make sure it get on all of the cover. Okay, and again, we are just gonna let this sit. This you can let sit for a couple hours as well, just to make sure the lanolin gets fully on the cover and all the different spots of your cover, because this is very important so that you don't have leaks. So we're gonna let this sit for a couple hours and then we'll come back. Okay, so now we have let the diaper cover sit in the lanolin water for a little while. So what we're gonna do is take it out and I'm gonna show you what to do. We're super close to done. So with this, you're gonna just take it. I like to kind of just make sure the water has gone through all of it again, even though it's been sitting in there for a little while, just to make sure the lanolin got on everything. Okay. Kind of just squeeze it a little bit. Like I said, don't wring it out. You don't want to stretch it. Just kind of pat out the water a little bit. Okay. What we're gonna do, it's a little tricky to show. So we're gonna take our cover, and I like to put it on a towel. Let me see if I can see it. Okay. So I like to lay it on a towel that I've double layered. You're gonna take it and lay it at the bottom. Pull it out a little more, sorry. There we go. So you're gonna take it, put it on the towel, and since we don't wanna wring it, you're gonna take and roll it in the towel. Just roll it. Just kind of squishing a little bit. This way you're wringing out some of the water without actually wringing out the cover just by itself. Okay, so as you can see, got a lot of the water out. It's still pretty damp. So what you're gonna do is just let it sit out. I sometimes put these on the drying rack or just whatever. Just let it lay out. It'll probably take 6 to 12 hours to dry, and then you are done and ready to go. Now the nice thing about wool too is you don't have to do this very often. I do it about every couple weeks, and if you start to notice that you get a little bit of leaking, try lanolizing it again. Just that's kind of your cue that you need to do it again. But like I said, I do this probably every couple weeks, and it's not hard. I've always said that wool is the lazy mom's cloth diaper, so it doesn't leak. They're bulletproof and you rarely have to wash them, so that's really nice about them. If you have any other questions or comments, just leave them in the links below and I'll be happy to help you. So thanks for watching.